Hey, Universal, pleasure to meet you. I'm so glad that I'm gonna be handing over my rights for the LEGO movies over to you guys. Yeah, it's no problem. The honor is truly ours. Now, I know you have some great IPs that you have, such as Jurassic World, Fast and Furious, hell, even the Minions. So I know you'll have plenty of things to do with those franchises in LEGO. Yeah, you're right. In fact, we already have three up in our minds. Really? Three? That fast? Yeah, and picture this. They're all live action. What? So, after years of this contract being here, we finally got an announcement that Universal is moving forward with three LEGO movies that are going to be live action? Question mark. This is something that has been posted on Twitter that I really need Universal to elaborate on heavily. And there's one currently that we fully know is that it's supposedly being described as a live action Lego Ninjago movie, which is very confusing because it's very confusing on what you're gonna do with other franchises attached to LEGO, because apparently they have three. So in today's video, I'm gonna be talking about the obvious elephant in the room, the Lego Ninjago one, and also the other movies that we could be possibly getting. And I'm really hoping that they're not all live action, and they're just saying that because, you know, the movies kind of have a blend of live action. Addressing the elephant, the Lego Ninjago movie. Now, this already has become a movie all the way back in 2017. The Lego Ninjago movie came out. Now, this was one of the weaker films in terms of, well, box office and also just the grand scheme of Lego movies if you could rank them. But honestly, there is no bad Lego movie in my eyes, and this movie was pretty funny. I think the story was well put together, but it doesn't stand as the other Lego movies, which is fine. It doesn't need to go past that point. So it was just okay. The Ninjago series on its own is a very popular Lego IP, so I can see why Universal would look at this and say, hey, we can give this a try. Because the current state of Ninjago is kind of in its Boruto era, honestly. I really haven't seen the new series, so I wouldn't know. But if you have, you can let me know down in the comments of what you guys think of it. But Universal seeing this and instead not rebooting it, but turning it entirely live action. Now, we could be making a mistake in not reading this correctly, and it's just a blend of Lego and live action. But they could be serious in turning this whole franchise of Ninjago into actual live action with human characters as the ninjas. Now, this is really confusing and defeats the whole purpose of the Lego franchise in general. Why even have the rights? And it really wouldn't work. Yes, it would be kind of cool to see Spinjitzu in live action, seeing the ninjas, seeing Garmadon in live action. That would be interesting. But just all in all, it just, no. And I think all these franchises seem to go in the live action direction with big top Hollywood celebrities. Like, it doesn't work. Not every franchise needs to be live action. And I'm just really hoping that's not the case, because it's probably going to be your generic story. With Ninjago, they're not going to go any farther with that. The first film is being directed by Jake Kadson, and this is the guy that's worked on the Jumanji movies, and he's also working on the current movie that's coming out next week, the Red One. So if you can really put all these three films together, you can kind of understand what kind of film you're going to be getting out of that. It's going to be wacky. It's not going to be taking itself too seriously. I mean, none of these movies should be in the first place. Another one is being directed by Patty Jenkins. She has most notably worked on the Wonder Woman movies, the first one being great, the second one, not so much. But you can also expect a pretty good film coming out of her, and this is also the script being done by Patty Jenkins. So we also just have to see how that's going to be coming out. And the last film is being directed by Joe Cornish, whose lineup of films, doesn't really give a good idea of what his film is going to be, and it doesn't really help. But regarding these movies, I feel like there are IPs that we can speculate on where they could possibly go with making a Lego movie from. One of them that people have talked about, and I'm a little slightly intrigued, but I'm not sure if it'll go through, is a Lego Jurassic Park / Jurassic World movie. Now, there is a lot of source material that has been pulled from Jurassic World and Jurassic Park into video games, shorts. There is no shortage of Lego Jurassic Park and World content. It's been delved into, but pulling it into a full-on movie is a task in itself. I really don't know where in the timeline you could go for a movie. You could just pick a side story that was never really talked about and turn that into a movie, but with the upcoming film Jurassic World that is coming out next year in July, I don't see it really fitting that well. So while I can understand that being a really popular decision, I don't think that'll be the case. Another one that could be something in the works is a Fast and Furious Lego movie. Now, this is also something, a really popular franchise from Universal, but something kinda close to it was being worked on. It was a racing movie in Lego. Now, this movie was canceled ultimately because it was being worked on at Warner Brothers, but being brought over to Universal, they can kind of Frankenstein this movie back to life, not being under the original title ad, but something similar to it, because I feel like a racing Lego movie could be done really well if you have the right people behind it. One that's actually really simple and can be pulled off as a Halloween release is just a Lego movie based off the Universal monsters such as Dracula, Frankenstein, the Invisible Man, the Wolfman. I think there is potential to make just a really fun movie from the Universal monsters. But that's just something in the air. I haven't really seen many people talk about it, but just in my personal ideas, I think that could be a movie that could be done well with the right people behind it. And then there's the big one, which you can probably expect, and it's already been made into toys, but Lego Minions, Lego Despicable Me. Now, this is a movie that I don't think would necessarily happen on the Despicable Me side of things, but definitely for another Minions spin-off focusing on the Minions, I can definitely see this happening. Is it something I need or want? Definitely not. But in terms of financial decisions from Universal, oh yeah, they've definitely thought about this before. And they've already started making toys of Lego Minions, so it's only a matter of time. Just one thing I think they should just do as the first movie is just make a new Lego movie core group of characters. Original Lego characters that do center around the Universal characters in Lego, but really bring it together like the original Lego movie did. Don't just make it based on certain IPs and call it a day. You should still try an original story and make it work, and it's been proven to be done so. Don't make it a rehash of the first film, obviously, but there's so many things you can do with Lego that it'd be a crime with the rights they have now that they don't try something original. And that's just genuinely how I feel about the Lego movies going forward. I really hope the humor is the core and still there. I mean, obviously not, because the same people aren't working on this movie, but I will say, the Lego movies just have a feeling, and you get that from all 4 previous movies, and I really hope that sort of feeling kind of carries over into these movies, and honestly, we could get anything at this point. So, I'm curious, what do you think is going to be happening? Do you think these movies are actually going to be live action? Or do you think it was just a mishap, and we're actually getting Lego movies, but we just don't know the IPs yet? Let me know down in the comments, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.